Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Amplivo Weekly Call. Today's topic is CSR Special and what you need to know. Now, your host today will be myself, Roger, and Renee. So all I wanted to say is take some notes, because in there's a lot of information and we can give you a better overview if you're not quite understanding everything. But right, first up, what I want to do is just play a little video here, like we always do, and then we'll get into the presentation.
Our world is no longer in good health. It is suffering. Ever-increasing levels of air, water, and plastic pollution are creating a menacing chokehold around our quality of life. We are drowning in a sea of waste. Many of us think that there is little we can do to change it. Is that so? As a company, Corsair's mission is to build and develop effective solutions to these threats. Corsair helps the environment by removing plastic waste and then recycling it, by reducing the number of poisonous particles in the air that you breathe daily, and by cleaning our rivers and oceans from toxic pollution. In addition, Corsair aims to reverse climate change and reduce global poverty, helping those in need. Funded by both private investors and a network of environmentally conscious entrepreneurs called Amplivo, Corsair is here to help save our world. We are asking you to join us and clean our planet from the pollution that is killing it. We are asking you to join the fight so that together we can leave a safer and healthier world to our children and future generations. When we work together, we can make a difference. By being part of the Amplivo network and helping others, you also can earn an income, create wealth, and move towards financial freedom. Interested to know more? We thought so. Let us connect. Corsair, for a cleaner future.
Such a brilliant video that. If you don't have a copy of that, or should I say a link to that video, please ask. But you can always find it on Amplivo International YouTube channel. But everyone should have a copy of or a link to this video and share it to as many people as possible. But just before, I'm just going to play another little video as well. But just before we move into this, has everybody seen the latest Corsair initiative that's been just posted into the Amplivo official Telegram channel? Hope everyone saw it, but if not, get there and have a look. Did you know from today that every CSR plastic credit that is issued will also include plastic from the oceans? Wow, is this great? Corsair now has a collaboration with fishing organizations in Thailand. And they are going out, and as they catch fish, of course, they're catching plastic all the time. So instead of throwing it back, they bring it back. Isn't that such a cool idea? Now, you think about it. You imagine this as it goes globally and how much plastic we can take out of the oceans. Not only stopping it going into the oceans, we're going to be able to collect it from the oceans as well. So let me just play this next little video here. And the next one is entitled
Say hello to CSR Plastic Credit. The global plastic waste crisis keeps getting worse each day, and we are all responsible for this. Every year, we as human beings produce an average of 50 kilos of plastic waste. The production of new plastic products has skyrocketed, and the total production of new plastic in the year 2020 was over 370 billion kilos. Compare that to the total combined weight of all human beings on the planet, where every man, woman, and child together weighs approximately 320 billion kilos. This means that we manufacture more new plastic in just 1 year than the combined weight of all humans. Many of us think that the situation has been getting better over the last few years. The truth is that the situation is just getting worse, as only less than 10% of this plastic currently gets recycled. Corsair provides a solution. By using an environmentally friendly method of chemical recycling, Corsair turns the plastic waste into advanced bio-oil. This oil is similar in character to crude oil and can be used as a raw material to manufacture new plastic products, or can be refined into diesel, gasoline, and jet fuel. What is CSR Plastic Credit? CSR Plastic Credit is a digital receipt which proves that plastic waste has been removed from the environment. Every time Corsair removes 1 kilo of plastic waste from our environment, 10 CSR plastic credits are distributed into the circulation. Do you want to be part of the pollution or the solution? Every CSR plastic credit is backed up by real physical results of plastic waste being removed from our environment. When you hold 10 CSR plastic credits, you have helped to remove 1 kilo of plastic waste from our environment. Congratulations! You are now helping the planet, and if you are a company, your awareness is rising within the global community. A recent study shows that 80% of consumers in the United States would like to buy products and services from companies that take responsibility to properly manage their plastic waste. How can people be aware of your good operations? CSR operates in an open source, most transparent and trustworthy database called a blockchain. Every CSR token and transaction is publicly recorded into the Ethereum blockchain and is available for everyone to see, providing ultimate transparency and public accountability. Reducing your plastic waste footprint and becoming plastic neutral is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Step 1. First, calculate your plastic waste footprint. Step 2. Then remove as much plastic waste from the environment as you create. Step 3. By acquiring and retiring a matching amount of CSR plastic credits. Some of the largest companies and brands worldwide are already endorsing the global plastic credit revolution. As soon as you take the first step towards reducing your plastic waste footprint and becoming plastic neutral, you get connected with tens of thousands of dedicated members of the CSR community worldwide. This allows you to attract a new and daily growing group of customers, build dedication among your existing customers, and increase your company's brand awareness. So, how to acquire CSR plastic credits? Option 1. You can purchase CSR plastic credits from an open exchange at market price. Option 2. By becoming a CSR merchant, you can begin to receive CSR plastic credits as a partial payment method from the sales of your products and services. Option 3. You can purchase a plastic neutrality package containing CSR plastic credits directly from csrnow.com for a special discounted price. The companies who reach the status of becoming certified plastic neutral will also be able to use the CSR label in their marketing and include the label in their product packaging. When consumers see it, they know you are committed to solving the global plastic waste crisis with them. Be the revolution. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be plastic neutral. Join us in the mission to help our planet now. CSR Plastic Credit is here.
Another fantastic video there from the company. Absolutely superb. It absolutely just knocks it on the head. And combined with these new initiatives, I'm well excited. This latest one, we're taking it out of the environment. Well, not only are we taking it out of the environment, we're beginning to take it out of the oceans as well. Now, that is just massive. You just imagine when we take this entirely global. For every area we go into, we can hook up with other fisheries companies, etc., or organizations, and just work it worldwide. Fantastic. Way to go. Now, I know today that's going to be very, very informative. I know Rene's put a lot of effort into what he's about to show you next. So what I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I'm going to let Rene come in and tell you all about what he's put together here, and you'll hear from me a little bit more in a little while. Rene, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Roger, and good morning, everybody, on this sunny Sunday. It depends where you are, but here in the Netherlands, it's a very sunny day. Very good. So today we have a CSR special, and as Roger always says, is that CSR is incredible. It's amazing what will be happening right now in the world, especially when we now can collect the plastic waste from the oceans. It's amazing. So I want to dive more in detail today with the CSR and some special knowledge that I think that a lot of people not aware of that. And if people are aware, I dive more in detail in that way as well. So let's start it with what is a CSR plastic credits. And I think you have already seen it in the last video, what Roger has shown you, but I will explain it in different words, so that's maybe much easier for you as well. So a CSR plastic credit, and this is one of the main topics what we are doing on CSR side, is that every time Corsair removes 1 kilo of plastic waste from the environment and convert it into advanced bio-oil, 10 CSR plastic credits are released on the Ethereum blockchain. And I don't know that if there are a lot of people are aware of that, but if you go to the blockchain, and maybe some people is aware of the Bitcoin or Ethereum or other coins, or I don't know, most of the coins, and maybe all the coins, but most of the coins are related to just an ID and on demand. And this is one of the first tokens, as far as I know, is backed up by real value. That means that 1 kilogram of plastic waste, what is converted into advanced bio-oil, in that time, only in that time, 10 CSR plastic credits are released on the blockchain. And that's totally different what we see now on the blockchain and in the what we call the ICOs, is that they put a lot of millions of tokens on the market, and it's related to the demand of the tokens as well, and related to a good ID. And this is just the opposite. This is just more related to the plastic waste and converted into advanced bio-oil. In that way, CSR is like a digital receipt proving that a certain amount of plastic waste has been removed from the environment. And in that way, and we will also explain it in a minute as well, is because it's related on the blockchain, and I will show you also in this presentation as well, is that every CSR plastic credit and every transaction is recorded publicly, and in that way visible for everyone. And again, as far as I know, this is one of the first tokens worldwide what is backed up by real value. Even the euro is not backed up anymore with gold. It's just in euro, printed, digital printing, by printing more on with a computer or something like that. And CSR is backed up by real value. 1 kilogram plastic waste converted into advanced bio-oil, that's the real value. So also, and you have also seen that in the video before, is purchasing the CSR is also the easiest way for a company. Let's say that a company produces approximately 2,000 kilograms of plastic waste every single year. And when they purchase now the CSR, now they can remove plastic waste, maybe from another location of the world. And if that is the same amount of 2,000 kilo, what normally the company is polluted, then the company can become plastic neutral in that way, just by purchasing the CSR. This is the easiest way for a company at this moment to become plastic neutral, and also to reduce the plastic waste footprint. And in that way, a company can now take the social responsibility. A company what is polluting the plastic waste can now take the social responsibility, and we call that corporate social responsibility. And that's also the CSR. So Corsair, CSR, corporate social responsibility. And in that way, when a company reduces the plastic waste and become plastic neutral, they can also increase the brand awareness, because now they can show the people that this company is becoming plastic neutral. And when people purchase in products on that company as well, the people can now see that this company is reducing the plastic waste, and in that way they can increase the brand awareness. So what we also see is that there will be a lot of demand for plastic credits already. So can you imagine what will be happen when that will be increasing in the coming years? What will that be meaning by the price of the CSR in the future? So this is just the beginning. And yesterday was the new announcement that we also now collect plastic waste from the oceans. So useless plastic become worth plastic what is worth. So that means that if you keep that in mind for now and in the future, and a lot of demand for the plastic will be increasing, now you understand what the value is of the CSR and what we are doing right now. I think that we have now created an historical moment that we are one of the first companies worldwide who can do so. So by purchasing a package from an Amplivo influencer, and this is the price from April 11, it will be increased to 3.6 euro cents. But the main thing, and that's the most important thing, when you purchase a package, first of all, you reduce the amount of plastic waste, and the company of Corsair can be now converted into advanced bio oil. So by purchasing a package, for example, of 10 euro, you reduce the plastic waste worldwide by 27 kilograms. And the most interesting part of it, when you do so, you get in return 277 CSR. And that's your CSR. And that's very, very interesting. So also you can always purchase a higher package, of course, from 100 euro to 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000. But let me make an example. But for example, 5,000 euro package is that you reduce 13,880 kilograms of plastic waste. And when you do so, you get in return 138,888 CSR in your own portfolio. It's not related to the company, it's your CSR, your personal CSR. Also, what's very important is when you purchase a package, the first 10% of the CSR, you can expect it in a couple of weeks in your personal wallet, and 90% a few months after you purchase the package. Why? Because it takes time for Corsair to collect the plastic waste and to convert it into advanced biofuel. And what I said earlier in the slides, when it is converted into plastic in advanced bio oil, in that time the CSR will be released. So keep that in mind as well. So by purchasing a plastic neutral package, first of all, you reduce the plastic waste on our planet. And I think that's the most important thing why you're purchasing a plastic neutral package. But you can also reduce your own plastic waste footprint, and I will explain it in a minute. You help to build new projects. And what is very interesting in this is you receive your spent amount back in CSR plastic credits. So I think this is a unique situation. I never ever seen it before. And now we created a win-win-win situation for everybody. So the main question is, while you purchase a package and you reduce the plastic waste and in return you get your CSR, the main question is, what can you do with your CSR plastic credits? So what you can do, you can sell them at the current market value on an exchange, for example, on csr.live. And I will explain other exchanges as well in a couple of seconds. So who wants to buy the CSR? Well, there are companies, for example, who wants to reduce the plastic waste footprint. And maybe a company wants to become 100% plastic neutral. And when a company wants to become 100% plastic neutral, they must buy the CSR plastic credits and send them to a specific smart contract address. So we call that a burning program. That's a special smart contract address. When a company buy the CSR and send them to the specific smart contract address, that will be meaning that that CSR is not available anymore in the circulation. So we also get it that this CSR get retirement, but in the blockchain space we call it burning program. So when a company, for example, produce, let's say 2000 kilograms of plastic waste pollution, and they buy, in that case, 20,000 CSR plastic credits and send them to the CSR Special smart contract address, so they burn the CSR plastic credits, in this case 20,000, that means that this company now become 100% plastic neutral for 1 year. And they can also get a certificate so that this company can show to other people that this company is becoming 100% plastic neutral. So who are the people who wants to purchase, who wants to buy the CSR plastic credits more on the exchange? Well, that are the individuals, like people who also now buy the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Ripple, etc., etc. That are the individuals, when they understand the real value of the CSR plastic credits, they also want to collect this CSR plastic credit in a portfolio as well. So that's very interesting. And this also happened from April 18, but I will explain it in a minute. So you can also decide that you can use your own CSR plastic credits to reduce your own plastic footprint. And we do so because approximately in your entire life, you use approximately 5,000 kilograms of plastic waste. So times 10 means 50,000 CSR plastic credits. So if you want to become plastic neutral as an individual, as a person, and you want to show other people that you become plastic neutral, then you must buy 50,000 CSR plastic credits and send them to that specific smart contract address. So you burn your CSR plastic credits. So your CSR plastic credits is not available anymore in the relation. So that means that you also can get a personal related certificate so that you can show other people that you have taken your own personal responsibility of your own pollution of the plastic waste in your entire life. And then you can show people, other people, that you are becoming 100% plastic neutral in that way. So a total of 10 billion CSR. And this is very good situation because of the burning program, there will be less and less CSR plastic credits available. And also there are now new exchanges what will be released, for example, the La token, and that's an exchange, a really big exchange. And from April 18, everybody can now purchase the CSR plastic credits on this exchange as well. So that means more possibilities to sell your CSR plastic credits, but also to other peoples and individuals and companies to buy the CSR plastic credits. This is a historical moment because this is one of the first times ever that this is the first exchange where they can purchase the CSR plastic credits. And from May the 2nd, you can also have the second exchange on Coinsbit. So with all this knowledge, what you have right now in a short presentation, just think about the opportunities, what you can do with your CSR plastic credits and the opportunity you have right now in this moment. So how many CSR plastic credits would you like to have now? A lot, a lot. So this is the moment, guys. This is really the moment. If you think about all the opportunities and where we are right now, and you have one of the first opportunities to purchase the plastic credits with a reduced amount, a reduced price of 3.6 euro cent. I think that when you look back, maybe in 2 years from now, and you look back on this day, maybe you have no regrets that you have now the opportunity to purchase the packages right now. And I think this is an amazing opportunity for everybody to purchase the CSR plastic credits right now. So hand over to you, Roger, for the second thing.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself there for a second. That's good. Now, I have a little video here for you, which I think that I found. Well, I did some research and found this, and I think that it'll explain for those who are struggling a little bit on how the blockchain actually works and what it's for. And, you know, it's not just all about crypto. So let me just play this little video here.
Many people think of blockchain as the technology that powers Bitcoin. While this was its original purpose, blockchain is capable of so much more. Despite the sound of the word, there's not just one blockchain. Blockchain is shorthand for a whole suite of distributed ledger technologies that can be programmed to record and track anything of value, from financial transactions to medical records or even land titles. You might be thinking, we already have processes in place to track data. What's so special about blockchain? Let's break down the reasons why blockchain technology stands to revolutionize the way we interact with each other. Reason number 1, the way it tracks and stores data. Blockchain stores information in batches called blocks that are linked together in a chronological fashion to form a continuous line, metaphorically, a chain of blocks. If you make a change to the information recorded in a particular block, you don't rewrite it. Instead, the change is stored in a new block, showing that X changed to Y at a particular date and time. Sound familiar? That's because blockchain is based on the centuries-old method of the general financial ledger. It's a non-destructive way to track data changes over time. Here's one example. Let's say there was a dispute between Anne and her brother Steve over who owns a piece of land that's been in the family for years. Because blockchain technology uses the ledger method, there is an entry in the ledger showing that Adam first owned the property in 1900. When Adam sold the property to Dave in 1930, a new entry was made in the ledger, and so on. Every change of ownership of this property is represented by a new entry in the ledger, right up until Anne bought it from their father in 2007. Anne is the current owner, and we can see that history in the ledger. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Unlike the age-old ledger method, originally a book, then a database file stored on a single system, blockchain was designed to be decentralized and distributed across a large network of computers. This decentralizing of information reduces the ability for data tampering and brings us to the second factor that makes blockchain unique. It creates trust in the data. Before a block can be added to the chain, a few things have to happen. First, a cryptographic puzzle must be solved, thus creating the block. The computer that solves the puzzle shares the solution to all of the other computers on the network. This is called proof of work. The network will then verify this proof of work, and if correct, the block will be added to the chain. The combination of these complex math puzzles and verification by many computers ensures that we can trust each and every block on the chain. Because the network does the trust building for us, we now have the opportunity to interact directly with our data in real time. And that brings us to the third reason blockchain technology is such a game changer. No more intermediaries. Currently, when doing business with one another, we don't show the other person our financial or business records. Instead, we rely on trusted intermediaries, such as a bank or lawyer, to view our records and keep that information confidential. These intermediaries build trust between the parties and are able to verify, for example, that, yes, Anne is the rightful owner of this land. This approach limits exposure and risk, but also adds another step to the exchange, which means more time and money spent. If Anne's land title information was stored in a blockchain, she could cut out the middleman, her lawyer, who would ordinarily confirm her information with Steve. As we now know, all blocks added to the chain have been verified to be true and can't be tampered with, so Anne can simply show Steve her land title information secured on the blockchain. Anne would save considerable time and money by cutting out the middleman. This type of trusted peer-to-peer interaction with our data can revolutionize the way we access, verify, and transact with one another. And because blockchain is a type of technology and not a single network, it can be implemented in many different ways. Some blockchains can be completely public and open to everyone to view and access. Others can be closed to a select group of authorized users, such as your company, a group of banks, or government agencies. And there are hybrid public-private blockchains too. In some, those with private access can see all the data, while the public can see only selections. In others, everyone can see all the data, but only some people have access to add new data. A government, for example, could use a hybrid system to record the boundaries of Anne's property and the fact that she owns it while keeping her personal information private. Or it could allow everyone to view property records but reserve to itself the exclusive right to update them. It is the combination of all these factors, decentralizing of the data, building trust in the data, and allowing us to interact directly with one another and the data that gives blockchain technology the potential to underpin many of the ways we interact with one another. But, much like the rise of the internet, this technology will bring with it all kinds of complex policy questions around governance, international law, security, and economics. Here at the Center for International Governance Innovation, we seek to bring trusted research that will equip policymakers with the information they need to advance blockchain innovations, enabling economies to flourish in this new digital economy. Learn more about our work on blockchain technology by visiting our website and social media channels.
I hope that explains the importance of the blockchain. Could you just imagine, just using this as an example, how fast it would speed up a house transaction? You know, I'm sure all of you have been involved at some stage, or like on a land deal or a property sale or whatever, and how long it takes, how bureaucratic it is. I'm not sure about other parts of Europe, but I know in the UK here, it's a nightmare. It can take you up to 6 months to sell a property. It's just ridiculous. People just, the intermediaries being in there, just taking money for old rope and trying to justify it by slowing it down. But hey ho, I could be on my soapbox forever here. But what I wanted to make quite clear to you, this is why it is so important that the CSR plastic credit is actually recorded on the blockchain. Can you see how easy and transparent it's going to be for everybody to see, for companies and individuals to be plastic neutral? So I'm going to pass you back to Rene here, and he's going to travel through some more parts. I think he's going to do some live actual data for you here, just to show you what and how it works, etc. So Rene, here we go. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good video for an explanation of the blockchain. And I think that when people dive more in the detail and the whole explanation and what we can do with the blockchain technology, that will be changed the future as well, and the point of view what we can do with everything. So this is why I love this idea that when 1 kilogram of plastic waste is removed from the environment and converted into advanced bio oil, in that time 10 CSR will be released on the blockchain. That means that CSR is a proof that 1 kilogram is converted into advanced bio oil, and that's value. So hopefully you understand it as well. So I want to dive more in detail on your CSR and CSR dashboard, and I think that everybody can find csrnow.com, and when you log in with the same email address what you used from your Amplivo back office, you came in this CSR dashboards area. So you can click on My CSR, and I will explain something in detail. Is what you see here, and this is also very, very good to understand, is I think it's more like something in an Excel sheet, or you can scroll down and you can go to the right. So it's a very large thing. So the first thing what you also can do is minimize what you want to see. So distribution position, for example, you can mark this off like notes and comments, so that you have created a more clean overview of everything. So save amount, and I like that because it's more much easier to see what you have in there. Saving interest, something like that, almost there. Saving periods, maybe that wants to also, there you are. So you can figure it out by yourself, but I think this is a very good overview. Let me also distribution date. There you are. more in detail in that way. So you can figure it out by yourself. But what is most important in this case is what you can see now is that you have CSR distributed and is issued. So I will walk through every single line because some different stages what you can see in this sentences as well. So this is, for example, issued. So what you can see now is the reference is D726, and you see also D726, D726. And that's the same amount of 88,321 and 88,321 and 88,321. So what you can see here is that the normally initial CSR amount is 88,321, but it will be distributed in portions. So that means 5,000 CSR each. And that is what you can also see weekly when we announced that 1 million CSR is released on the blockchain. And that means that everybody can get a piece of that of 5,000 CSR. So when you distributed 1 million and you have 5,000 CSR, means approximately 200 people every single week get a partial of the CSR. So that's very interesting to understand. And also you can see here 99B2. And you also can see 99B2, 99B2. So what you can see, what you can do is just make a note of that, maybe on a paper, and that you can see now I have 51,970, 5,000 from that thing is parts is distributed. So that means that when I see this 10 times in my CSR overview, that means 10 times 5,000 is already 50,000. So I must search for one particular CSR amount of 1,970. And if I see that, that means that this totally of 51,970 CSR is totally distributed. And I will let you see that as well. So also what's very important is that your CSR wallet address is connected to your CSR. And I see that a lot of people has not yet connected the CSR wallet address as well. So keep in mind when you log into your CSR environment and you go to your CSR dashboard, if your MetaMask wallet is linked to this CSR wallet address. So where you can find your wallet address, just go to your MetaMask and below your name, you can find your wallet address. So just copy that. You can copy that and just paste that in that field. And you can do that to click on the second icon from the left. I cannot do it because my CSR wallet is already there. So if you click on that icon, you can paste in your wallet address as well. So hopefully that makes sense. So when I go and walk through every single step, is what you can see here is, for example, is D726, what I explained before, is completed. So that means now I have already get my 88,321. And also the 99B2, what I explained before, is already completed. So, and now you can see also when you look on the 99B2, I have 10 times 5,000 CSR get it. And my last thing was 99B2, 1,970. So that means 5,000 times 10 is 50,000. And the last portion was 1,970. 1,970. So this is very clear. And this is also an overview of the blockchain. And I will show you in a minute what you can do more, because this is just an overview in CSR dashboard, but you can find more in detail from Etherscan, but I will show you in a minute. So let me dive into the next page. You can also see over here is just completed. It's just the same, and that all the partials of the 5,000 CSR. So you can see that everything is then completed. So when I dive more, maybe another one, 5, you can also see over here, it's E5A1, it's 5,000 CSR with a total of 51,950. Also partials in that one. Another one is CBA a total of 28,500, also partial in 5,000 each. So you can see over here it was completed, and the last one you can see over here. This is also a very good example, is that I get the FFD5. FFD5 was a total of 9,950. I get 5,000, so that means left 4,950, and I get also not yet, but 4,950 CSR. So what you also can see in the rows is sometimes some people has made a claim from the past, from the ISF to the CSR. You also can see that in your overview. And if you have made a claim from the ISF to the CSR in the past with a support ticket or through the application awards of the academy.amplivo.com, you can see something like this under review. That means that you can see that your claim is right there, but it's just under review. You can done that till the end of March. And by the end of March, now the IT will collect every single thing from the ISF to the CSR and look on every single person if the claim is right. And what we see in the past is some people has made a double claim or a claim what is not issued very good, because some people, for example, has 10,000 CSR of ISF in the portfolio, but they claimed 1 million, for example. So that's not good. So now everything will now collected from the ISF to the CSR period. Everything will collected. And also when you can see on the review, that means it takes now time for the whole IT people to look every single row if your claim is right. If your claim is right, you can see it that it's not under review anymore, but it takes time. So we have much patience on that. So you can also see partially used issues. What I explained before is just partial. And what you can see here is that this is the period when you purchase a package. And what we also say every time in the presentations, when you purchase a package, the first 10% will be available in a couple of weeks, and the 90% will be available in a couple of months before when you purchase your package. So what you can see over here, I purchased a package of 3,348. So that means 10% of that is 303.5. So when I proved, the other 90% will come in the later stage. That's also what you can see here, 61, and I get 6 is 10%, and the other 90% I will get it in the future. 45,650, 10%, and I will get 49,185 in the future as well. So you can see everything partially issues, and everything is right what we say. 10% of each package, 10% of 259, 10% of 1,025, 10% of 400. So everything is visible in your back office of CSR. So that's very important to see. So what I also want to explain for you is that you can see more things in detail if you just copy your MetaMask wallet address. And I will copy that, and you can go to etherscan.io, and you can see more things in detail, because sometimes I get the question from people when they dive in the MetaMask and they go to the CSR plastic credits, and you click on that, you see no transactions. So people are get questions why I not see transactions. That's because it's just only related on your own transactions, what you are doing in MetaMask. It's not related to the transactions what you get out to your MetaMask. So no worry about that, and I will show you in a minute as well. So if you copy your MetaMask wallet address and you paste it in this search bar, and you click on that, That means that you can now see your own MetaMask wallet related on the Etherscan. That means that you can now see all the details on the blockchain. And this is why we like that it is transparent, so that everybody can see the transactions as well. And what you can see is you can see when you have a withdrawal, when you have traded, withdrawal, when you have transfer, when you have swapped some things, and you can see every detail. When you click on the ERC20 token TXNS, you can see all the details. And now I also can see 2 days ago, 22 hours ago, exactly on the date and the seconds, is April the 7, 11, 15, and 7 seconds. I get 13 CSR. So on this address, and this is my address, and this is from the wallet address of the company. So everything is visible. So what you also can see is that this is an overview of the latest 25 ERC20 token transfers. When you click on View All, you can see all the transactions, what is done in the past, and more than 25 in row. And you can see that everything, what you can see over here, it's just started 182 days ago, 170 days ago. Everything is transparent and everything is what you can see over here. And you can also find here that is in partial CSR transaction to my wallet. So if you want to control that is real, is this real from CSR? Is this real from the company? You can just click on the CSR, and then you can go to the CSR, and then you can find that is a total of 10 billion CSR are distributed. And you can also see what is happened in in that wallet as well. So also what very important is that what you can see on the blockchain. For example, this is my blockchain address, my token holder address, and I have now 536,024 CSR. And when I open my MetaMask, you see exactly the same CSR in my MetaMask wallet address. There you are, 536, 536, 024, 024. So that means that everything is transparent, everything you can see. And this is why I like, and what I like about it is that when I dive back to this one, is every time that I get my CSR, that means that I help to reduce the plastic waste from the earth. And this overview gives me a very, very good feeling, because now I help to reduce the plastic waste. And now I am personally holder, and I can show people in the blockchain that I, with my address, holder of my CSR. And now I can decide what I can do with my CSR. I can sell them. And you can also, when you go to the MetaMask and you go to the CSR overview, and I can now decide, this is Dutch, but normally it says send, it means send. When the blockchain, when the exchange is open, for example, a token on April 18, that means that I can now send my CSR with just one click to La Token Exchange and sell my CSR if I want. I don't do that because I want to have that collected for more than 1 or 2 years, and I will keep them because I understand the real meaning of the CSR in the future. So I will help them. So this is hopefully makes sense for you guys, so that you can more dive into everything. And if you have questions on that, just go to etherscan.io, and you see you can relate it to your own MetaMask. And now you see also every single transaction, what normally is not visible in MetaMask as well. So hopefully this makes sense. And if you have more questions, what I also do is go to Google and just type in what is blockchain, what is Etherscan, what is Ethereum, what is a token, what is ICO. You can also find everything on the internet as well. So back to you, Roger.
Okay, thank you, Renee. Great explanation there, guys. I hope you've got plenty of information there, but just remember, this is also recorded, so you can actually watch it over and over again. But what I've also found, just to finish up here today, is another little short video about the blockchain. So I think what we'll do is we'll just play that here now. And yeah, pick the bones out of this.
Blockchains are incredibly popular nowadays. But what is a blockchain? How do they work? What problems do they solve? And how can they be used? Like the name indicates, a blockchain is a chain of blocks that contains information. This technique was originally described in 1991 by a group of researchers and was originally intended to timestamp digital documents so that it's not possible to backdate them or to tamper with them, almost like a notary. However, it went by mostly unused until it was adapted by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009 to create the digital cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Now, a blockchain is a distributed ledger that is completely open to anyone. They have an interesting property. Once some data has been recorded inside a blockchain, it becomes very difficult to change it. So how does that work? Well, let's take a closer look at a block. Each block contains some data, the hash of the block, and the hash of the previous block. The data that is stored inside a block depends on the type of blockchain. The Bitcoin blockchain, for example, stores the details about a transaction in here, such as the sender, receiver, and the amount of coins. A block also has a hash. You can compare a hash to a fingerprint. It identifies a block and all of its contents, and it's always unique, just as a fingerprint. Once a block is created, its hash is being calculated. Changing something inside the block will cause the hash to change. So in other words, hashes are very useful when you want to detect changes to blocks. If the fingerprint of a block changes, it no longer is the same block. The third element inside each block is the hash of the previous block. And this effectively creates a chain of blocks, and it's this technique that makes a blockchain so secure. Let's take an example. Here we have a chain of 3 blocks. As you can see, each block has a hash and the hash of the previous block. So block number 3 points to block number 2, and number 2 points to number 1. Now the first block is a bit special. It cannot point to previous blocks because, well, it's the first one. We call this block the genesis block. Now let's say that you tamper with the second block. This causes the hash of the block to change as well. In turn, that will make block 3 and all following blocks invalid because they no longer store a valid hash of the previous block. So changing a single block will make all following blocks invalid. But using hashes is not enough to prevent tampering. Computers these days are very fast and can calculate hundreds of thousands of hashes per second. You could effectively tamper with a block and recalculate all the hashes of other blocks to make your blockchain valid again. So to mitigate this, blockchains have something that is called proof of work. It's a mechanism that slows down the creation of new blocks. In Bitcoin's case, it takes about 10 minutes to calculate the required proof of work and add a new block to the chain. This mechanism makes it very hard to tamper with the blocks because if you tamper with one block, you'll need to recalculate the proof of work for all the following blocks. So the security of a blockchain comes from its creative use of hashing and the proof of work mechanism. But there is one more way that blockchains secure themselves, and that is by being distributed. Instead of using a central entity to manage the chain, blockchains use a peer-to-peer network and everyone is allowed to join. When someone joins this network, he gets a full copy of the blockchain. The node can use this to verify that everything is still in order. Now, let's see what happens when someone creates a new block. That block is sent to everyone on the network. Each node then verifies the block to make sure that it hasn't been tampered with. And if everything checks out, each node adds this block to their own blockchain. All the nodes in this network create consensus. They agree about what blocks are valid and which aren't. Blocks that are tampered with will be rejected by other nodes in the network. So to successfully tamper with a blockchain, you'll need to tamper with all the blocks on the chain, redo the proof of work for each block, and take control of more than 50% of the peer-to-peer network. Only then will your tampered block become accepted by everyone else. So this is almost impossible to do. Blockchains are also constantly evolving. One of the most recent developments is the creation of smart contracts. These contracts are simple programs that are stored on the blockchain and can be used to automatically exchange coins based on certain conditions. More on smart contracts in a later video. The creation of blockchain technology piqued a lot of people's interest. Soon others realized that this technology could be used for other things, like storing medical records, creating a digital notary, or even collecting taxes. So now you know what a blockchain is, how it works on a basic level, and what problems it solves. Want to learn how you can implement a simple blockchain in JavaScript? Then check out this video here. And as always, thank you very much for watching.
Well, I just wanted to say there, that was an overview, really looking at it, going a little bit technical, but not too techy that no one would understand. I thought it was actually a very good explanation. You go any further than that, and I'm sorry, you need to be a little bit nerdy, I think. So yeah, that's basically, I always tell people to explain the blockchain when someone asks me, I just say to them, just think of it as a huge accounting ledger in the sky. And that's what it is. It's just a massive accounting ledger in the sky. And you saw in the first video where they said like the old accounting records. But the beauty of it is you see there now from the security wise, just how difficult it is to manipulate. So again, that's why I say not only is it important for lots of areas, the blockchain, it's also extremely, extremely important for the CSR plastic credit, because we can move forward here now and we know it's secure and we know what we're reporting is accurate. Okay, so that's me about finished for today. We've done like 57 minutes. Rene, have you got anything to add there?
People has just a couple of hours to purchase the package of the lowest price, because it will be increased this Monday to 3.6 euro cent. And no, I think this is a very good topic, and maybe in the future we can add more information about that as well. So no, it's I think we cover a lot of things, and now people can dive in more in detail if they want. So very good.
Just remember, guys, if you've got money sitting in your mandatory, account, you can also use that to purchase CSRs. Very much so. I think some people it's not mandatory legacy. You can use that for licenses and that sort of thing. But those who have just money in their mandatory account, I think you need a minimum of 50 euros in there. You can purchase CSRs. So that's always a good way to add to your CSR portfolio as well. Other than that, I'm about done for the day. I wanted to say thank you very much. I hope everyone got some value from this today. And I hope it sort of explained a few things and sort of enlightened you on some of the gray areas that are about. But thank you very much.